Hi, boys and girls. Today it's a science lesson and we're learning about habitats. Let's look at our learning target. As a scientist, I can observe plants and animals so I can determine where they live. I will know a habit when I can identify animals and their habitats. I need you to look. Oh, our focus today is habitats and animals that live there. Can you name the animals in the pictures? Oh, I bet you can. Do you think they all live in the same habitat? Both of them? Let's look at some vocabulary. Habitat, the place where living things naturally live and grow. A forest is a habitat that has many trees. A desert, a dry, hot habitat. Deserts is a habitat that gets very little rain, and they are also areas often covered in sand. The Arctic or the polar habitat is a cold habitat where almost everything is frozen. Most of the Arctic has snow and ice on the ground. A jungle or a rainforest is a very warm habitat with lots of trees. They get rain almost every day and have more plants and animals living there than any other place in the world. And there are more different species of plants and animals there than any other place. Needs, things, things that a living thing needs, they must have in order to survive. Adaptations, features of an animal or plant that helps it survive. Animals have camouflage to blend in and hide from predators or to sneak up on their prey. Plants like cacti have short roots that grow close to the surface to quickly soak up the small amount of rain that falls in that habitat of a desert. Camouflage, colors that help an animal blend in with its environment and hide from predators or to sneak up and catch their prey. We are learning about habitats. Animals can only live in certain habitats. Their need for food, water, and shelter must be met in a habitat. So they are a lot like us. We have the same needs. We need food every day. We need water every day. We need shelter every day. We need air every day. So all living things have needs that must be met in order for them to survive. But the statement that animals can only live in certain habitats, for example, a polar bear could never live in Kentucky. They could not survive here because it gets too warm, especially in the summertime. They need a very cold, icy habitat to survive. There are many different habitats around the world. Let's go on a virtual field trip during a Generation Genius video to learn about the animals that live in some of the different habitats around the world. And you will go on that field trip by watching that video, Generation Genius, and it will be on a Google slide. I want you to look at this picture. Now, I want you to think about this. This is a fennec fox, and you will read about some of the adaptations a fennec fox has in the article in Generation Genius. So not only will you take a field trip, but you'll also click on the reading material and read the article. And I want you to think, how are your needs met for survival? You have to eat. So you eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner, you have water throughout the day. You're able to breathe in fresh air every day, and you have shelter. So shelter is a place like a school, a house, the daycare, something that keeps you warm and dry from the weather. Now, you should be able to make connections about the importance of a habitat and the survival of animals that are living there. It's very important to make that connection. That animal can only survive unless they can't survive unless they find food, they find water, and they find shelter. Your independent practice today. I want you to read the Generation Genius article, and then I want you to complete the exit slip in Google Classroom, and it will be in that classroom slide for you to complete. And don't forget about the self-reflection at the end. It'll be the very last question. Ask yourself, how well do I really understand habitats? Enjoy.